I completely see it with a political motive and politically motivated and an angle that is only going to get the wrong message, incorrect message to for India. And because I feel also if they had to call me for any kind of reason or pressure to put on Priyanka or Rahul when they campaign or they speak for the people of the country and bring up their issue to, think that indirectly to have harm on them, to have called me 15 times and for many hours. And then I think, to cover up what Nipu Sharma had said, which was against the Prophet and creating communal disharmony, that time I think Rahul was summoned also. And then I think with the GST rise in prices and, basically without jobless people and various other issues, they have called Mrs. Gandhi. But calling Mrs. Gandhi at her age and with her health condition, I think people have been taken it very, very badly, and people have definitely come out in support of her. And it's not Congress workers or Congress ministers and so on. I see people from around the nation who are supporting her, and they're coming out saying, we don't believe in and trust in the agencies, and definitely it's the tool of the ruling dispensation who uses it for basically, I say, elections, or if anybody's voice is heard and spoken about things against the BJP policies, incorrect policies, or whatever harm they're creating for this country as well as for the people of this country who voted for them, they will try and I would say, suppress the voices of those people. And my family being the most profound in the, what you may call it, in the opposition, who speak on every issue, may it be at the time of COVID, which the wrong undoings of the methods used by BJP, and also for the farmers, that they were on the streets for a year and a half. And all these, Priyanka's going to try to see the minister's son in UP who ran over, I would say, farmers as well as, press people. So I see a lot of this happening that, I mean, by calling the people from my family and myself as well, is just baseless. It's definitely a witch hunt. It's vindictive. I only say this very clearly, and I make it categorically clear, is because which BJP minister or worker or any supporting BJP person has been called by any of the agencies, ED, CBI, whoever it may be, none of the agencies have called any of the BJP ministers or anybody. So I would say that definitely it's biased and people don't believe in it and it's incorrect. When I speak out of experience of being on the road with people and meeting hundreds of people and what their woes are, what is happening in this country. If there's a time of election, if the enforcement director goes to Punjab and troubles the person who can be the chief minister, and old cases, redundant cases of theirs are brought up on them, on the chief minister candidate or the family, may it be Punjab, or we saw that in West Bengal as well, with Mamta ji's family and the nephew who was harassed. And post the elections, those cases are unheard of. You don't hear anything about them, you don't see any conclusion. And, if there's any wrongdoings for a businessman, you don't need to send an ED summon on them. Or if there's, an IT raid, or you can very easily have an assessment of the company, reassess it, and basically if there's a penalty, pay the penalty. Now, people are upset for sure, but they're not only upset about this, they're upset about basically that when you find a person from the BJP government speaks on communal issues and creates communal issues and speaks on the Prophet and various other things, which is not going to suffice for the people in our diverse culture and heritage that we have, the Muslims and everybody from different faiths. We have to respect them. And you openly, candidly and very wrong things, incorrect things about the Prophet. Yes, people will get up and stand for their religion and what their beliefs are. And they definitely will come out in support of my family, and they will come out and support because my family takes up the issues of the people and they think about the people and they talk for the people. They are the only people in the opposition who fight for the people. So definitely they have support, and the support cannot be stopped. As I said, and I'm on cost of being repetitive, I am saying that it's not the Congress workers or Congress ministers only. There are people who are on the regular people from the road, everybody from all over the country have come out. They're standing there. They want to support my family because people don't believe in the agencies anymore. Because the agencies only come out on directive of the BJP government, and that's why they enforce the directions of their political bosses. Yes, see, in the morning when I, had a medical appointment, and post that I went to support, but everybody told me to wait out, and they felt that if needed, that somebody from the family or supporting my family, obviously, can give our side and be clear what our feelings are and what the people's feelings are, because people are scared, or they've been suppressed, and there's a fear factor to speak. But somebody has to speak and say what the people feel, and what is going on is incorrect. I am saying that we are as everybody else. It's fine. You can, if there's any wrongdoing or anything, you call there's a legal method of it. There's the subject, this subject, what they've been summoned for is in the Supreme Court. It's a 10-year-old case, and legally our lawyers, as well as all the legal support, has been given documentary evidence. But these are optics to use agencies and to be called to the Enforcement Directorate office. Because I tell you, when Rahul says, I'll stay for hours together, all the officers have left the building, and he's the only one sitting there till 10 o'clock at night, looking through every answer of the question that he gave, and he signs them, obviously, so he has to sit there. But they keep requesting him, can we do it tomorrow, can we do it tomorrow? And when Mrs. Gandhi went the first time, she was prepared to go for 6 to 8 hours, even if everybody knows in the country that she was ailing before that. And, believe you me, if she's ailing, and people will say BJP will create that, it's an excuse that she's trying to avoid. But when you have other people from the BJP government who are unwell, the finance minister, they said everybody should wait till the finance minister can return. And they said, why is it so biased? Why is it so biased? My mother-in-law is of a certain age. She's a statesman as a politician. She lost her husband in a very bad way. Her mother-in-law, the whole country knows, and she's dedicated her life for this country, for the people of this country, for the progress of this country. Yeah. They do not do religious politics. She's the one who is of a certain age, she's ailing, but still she stood tall, went there herself and asked, and she sat there with them. Within 2.5 hours, the officers say, I'm sorry, we don't have any more questions for you. So it is just optics. I think that they could have easily have had a room dedicated for themselves in her residence and created whatever secure way, and nobody's going to tamper into anything, and they could sit there and ask her as many questions. But they want to do the optics to come all the way that, okay, we drag this, Mrs. Gandhi, we drag Rahul and myself and so on, that people say this is incorrect and it's all optics all the time. So people are not absorbing this very well. So that's what I would say, that, other than that, every opposition minister or opposition person, political person in opposition is having to deal with the Enforcement Directorate. And we don't see that happening with the ruling dispensation. Anybody who joins the BJP, all their cases are let off, all their issues are over, and all this. And this is not me saying, this is the country, people from the country are saying this, which is not going down very well.